All right, this is going to be a screencast on how to use Quizlet. Most of you are pretty versed in Quizlet, I know, but these are a few little hints that might help you in really learning any vocabulary set. First off, when it comes to my class, no matter where you are, there's usually links on Google Classroom, but if you just need to try and search it at any point and you don't have the access to get there, always start off with just my name. And if you start off with my name, and you hit search, you're going to come up with all of the sets that you'll use in my class. Now, we want specifically Infinite Potential Mission 1, so you'd have to know that. And these are the words that deal with this, so then you're going to click on that, and that's going to bring up the list of words that are there for you to study. Now, of course, you can print this right off of here and use that list to study off of. You can use the flashcards, which is a great source. You can hit the Learn button, and there's different activities that allow you to learn the words. The test I'll show you about in just a second, the way I like you to use it. And then there's games like Scatter and Space Race. Now, I think, though, what you need to know, a way to go about learning these words is to use Quizlet and your book together. So let's take a look at what your book might look like. All right, this happens to come off of page 16 out of your textbook, but notice how it groups words, and these are your vocabulary words, right? And if you go over them, of course, it gives you the definition of them. But notice transparent, translucent, and opaque. These are three words really that need to be learned together because there's a good relationship between them. And so let's take those three words. So if you come down to the bottom of your book, you can see that in a transparent image, or when something's transparent, I should say, notice that the light is traveling pretty much unimpeded straight through. A good example would be a window, all right? The light can pass right on through and back through really with little incident. Now, if you take translucent on the other hand, and the definition of translucent is it's allowing light to pass through, but it scatters the ray pattern. Well, this might be something like frosted glass or a bottle that is made out of, or like a milk jug, where the light passes through. However, it is bent and scattered a bit, and that causes you to see what we would call a fuzzy image, right? Then you can go over to the third word, opaque. It's a property of an object which light does not pass through but is reflected off its surface, all right? So this is where, notice, all of this light that's hitting it is then being reflected all willy-nilly in a haphazard way back to, in this case, your eyes, and it would look like it was solid. The top of your desk, right? That's an opaque surface. Light is not passing through it. Now, I don't think it talks about a mirrored image as one of your definitions, but it's interesting to notice that in a mirrored one, look how nicely the light bounces off. The angle of what they say, the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. And that's why you get such a good image off of a mirrored surface. But anyway, once again, look at words as they relate to one another in the text when you learn them. Convex and concave, that's a great way to tackle those two, right? What is the difference? So keep that, be aware of that. Now, if you go back to the Quizlet board, I did want to show you specifically the test feature. And I always give you the test in matching format. Now, you can put it in different formats to practice if you want, and you can create a test and look at it. But when I give an exam, it's in matching. So, I should say a quiz. So when you do this, create the test using the matching format, you can put in all 26 words. You don't have to limit it to 20, and you can create a test. And so when you think you've studied enough and you know the words, create your own exam. You can do it right online or print it off, and then check your answers and see how you did. If you get 100 on it, you're ready for the quiz. If you don't, then you have a little bit of studying to do. All right, I hope that helps in your studies. And why don't you give Quizlet a try right now, in fact.